Interior underground laboratory, night. Shaggy and Scooby enter from the elevator. The lab is filled with barren Munchausian machinery, a mixture of modern and 18th century science. Also, glowing traces of randemonium are speckled throughout.
Like Clutopia.
Shaggy and Scooby move in opposite directions, searching for clues. Scooby finds a metal box and opens it. It's a refrigerator filled with beakers of colorful chemicals and bowls of glowing substances the consistency of pudding. Scooby licks a bit off the top, tasting. Shaggy comes upon a massive metal door. On it is text similar to that in the How to Make a Monster book. He tries to open the door, but it won't budge. He turns to Scooby, but in Scooby's place is a freakish monster crouched in front of the refrigerator. Shaggy screams. The monster looks over at Shaggy, confused. The monster looks behind himself to see if there's something there, then back at Shaggy again.
Shaggy?
Shaggy suddenly stops screaming.
Scooby, you turned into a freaking monster.
The Scooby monster looks at himself in a reflective surface beside the refrigerator. Now he screams. The Scooby monster shows the glowing bowl to Shaggy.
Man, you don't eat stuff that glows.
Fireflies. Fireflies are the exception that prove the rule. Shaggy fumbles with chemicals in the fridge.
Oh man, there's gotta be like an antidote in here somewhere. Here, this one looks medicinal. Try it.
Shaggy hands a beaker to Scooby, who starts to drink it. Shaggy looks down to see that he's got some juice on his arm.
Some strawberry.
Scooby monster and Shaggy both shake and mutate. Shaggy looks in the mirror. He's seemingly still himself. Shaggy looks down at his suddenly womanly chest.
I've got a chick's body.
Shaggy turns to Scooby, who is now Yao Ming. This new version of Scooby looks at himself in the mirror. I'm Rao Ming. Without another word, Shaggy grabs two random beakers. He tosses one on Yao Du and downs the other. They shake and mutate. Scooby becomes a super geek creature. Shaggy transforms into a hugely muscular, incredible Hulk-like version of himself. Scooby looks around, saddened, weary. He speaks perfect English.
Ah, knowledge, you hideous plague. How I long for my blissful days of ignorance. Perhaps I can brew some chemical concoction that will restore me to the simple, delighted creature I once was.
Scooby Geek grabs two beakers, mixes a bit of this, a bit of that. Shaggy, demented, shouts like a pro wrestler.
Yeah.
I'm Buff. Check out my pecs, little man.
Shaggy grunts as he flexes, his head about to explode.
Still.
The highly combustible synthesis.
Shaggy Buff sees what Scooby Geek is doing and snatches beaker.
No way, geek.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna stay this way forever.
Shaggy tosses the beaker toward the huge door. Interior old-time mining town office. Night. Velma, Fred, Daphne and Wickless hear an explosion. The gang, alarmed, runs out to see what's happening. Wickless, alone, creeps off into the shadows. Interior abandoned silver plant. Moments later Velma, Fred, and Daphne enter and move cautiously toward the smoking elevator. Interior underground laboratory. Moments later Velma, Fred, and Daphne descend on the elevator. Across the room, Scooby Geek and Shaggy Buff are plastered against the wall, blackened and singed from the explosion.
This
Dithering
buffoon.
practically killed.
Go boom.
Here, fool. Imbibe. Scooby Geek grabs Shaggy Buff's throat, pouring some potion into his mouth. He gulps the remainder himself. They mutate back to their regular selves. Shaggy grasps onto his head.
Whoa!
That was almost exactly like my freshman year in college.
Fred, Velma, and Daphne stare at them, freaked out.
I invented a Roshan.
What? He invented a potion.
What are you guys doing here? You're supposed to be sick, Scooby.
You lied to us. We're a team. You don't just go off half-cocked doing whatever you want.